Hi, I'm Lofthouse, and in this post we're going to look at advanced expressions within Qlik Sense. So I'm going to jump straight in and just drag in here a KPI box, and I'm going to write this from scratch. So the basis of any expression is an aggregation, so we'll just need to pass that in there, and if I can spell. And then we need to pass in a parameter, a field for our aggregation to work. So in this case I'm going to use customer number. And I'm going to close off those brackets there. Now when I hit apply, we get the number 10. Now 10 represents the number of non-null values within the customer number field. It's not an actual, a true count of the number of distinct customers in this case. So what we can do is pass in some additional keywords to make that a true representation of customer number. So if I say I want to know how many customers that we deal with, how many customers we've transacted with, I need to pass in there the distinct keyword. So there we can see that I've actually only interacted with 4 customers. Now this becomes more obvious when we start looking at the data in tabular form. So what I'm going to do here is create my counts again. So we'll do typical count with no distinct, and then we'll do another count, but we'll add in there the distinct keyword. Now what we can see here is we've got the count with no distinct, and that's showing me the frequency at which the customer number appears within my data set. So for customer 1, for example, it appears 3 times in my data set, and for the distinct though, we're only counting each unique value, each unique customer once. So we've got a total of 4 and it's counting once for each customer. Now there are other keywords out there, some that are particularly useful. So what I'm going to do is, let's just make this a little bit smaller, and let's start doing, or let's sum up the number of sales here. So what I'm going to add in here is just a basic expression, which is, in this case, the sum of sales. So there we've got total sales is £1,000 or $1,000, wherever you are, and each customer has bought a value of goods. So 200, 450, 350. Now what I might want to do is ignore the dimensions that are listed on the left-hand side of the table, and that'll allow me to then create aggregations or calculations to work out the percentage of business. So I might want to say, what percentage of business is this customer providing me? So to do that, I'll use the total keyword. So we'll do the sum, so use our aggregation, pass in the parameter or the keyword total, and then we'll specify the field. So in this case, we'll do it in sales, and then we'll just close off those brackets and we'll hit apply. Now, when we look at that, we can see that each value against each customer is 1,000. So now I've got 200 and 1,000 for customer 1, 400 and 1,000 for customer 2. If we divide each of those, so if we divide the sum of sales by the total sum of sales, then that will give us a proportion. So I'll just make this a bit bigger so it's a bit more obvious. And we'll add a new measure. In this case, we'll do sum sales divided by sum total sales. And now we get some percentages. So if I just format the number and we'll change this to be a percentage, we can see that customer 1 provides 20% of sales, customer 2 represents 40% of sales, and so on. And that concludes looking at the distinct and total keywords. Next, we're going to look at set analysis. In particular, we'll look at modifiers and identifiers. So please remember to follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll show you more next time.